program notes for course credit, project films, and even ship the prints themselves. Lewis, Nick Barbaro, Ed Lowry, Michael Barker, Marge Baumgarten were among the many students at that time who were completely entrenched in film. They spent their days and nights watching movies, writing about movies, and talking about movies. Cinema Texas sowed the seeds that led to the creation of the Austin Chronicle, which was co-founded by Nick and Lewis in 1981. As we know, the Chronicle has become the cultural mecca of Austin for over 3 decades now. And Lewis's passion for film, music, and the arts, as well as local and state politics and everything else, has led to the weekly that is the heart of the Austin, we live in today. Lewis has had a big impact on my life and in the lives of, so many filmmakers he's helped through being a powerful connector of people, of a diehard supporter of the arts through the Chronicle, South by, and his leadership within the, Austin Film Society. Bottom line, the Film Society wouldn't have even gotten off the ground if it wasn't for Lewis and the Chronicle's support. I remember it was the summer of 1985. I was at a show at Liberty Lunch. A friend of mine pointed out, hey, that's Lewis Black over there. The guy we had been reading in the Cinema Texas program notes and in the Chronicle. So between bands, I went over and just started talking to him about, we were soon going to be showing these movies at the Dolby Theater at midnight, these crazy films. But what follows is the crucial moment. And it's the crucial difference between Lewis and so many other people in this world. He didn't say to me like, hey, that sounds great, good luck with that, kid. He said, that sounds good. Come by the office, Thursday afternoon, we'll talk more. And so when I did, we sat around and talked about movies for a long time, and then pretty soon he's going, we'll give you a free ad. Oh, and go talk to this guy, Chuck Shapiro, who's going to, he can give you some advice. And then Charles Ramirez-Berg, he can help you out. And so Lewis, he sort of adopted us and was an ongoing advisor, an early board member, and was our visionary, board president during, our biggest leaps forward. So anyway, what I'm trying to articulate here is that Austin is special, for a reason. It's a unique town for a reason. These things don't just happen. It's not by accident. It's because of leaders in this community like Lewis, who, 20, 30 years ago were, laying the groundwork and the building blocks to shape and steer the culture of the modern Austin. So Lewis to me is like the most exemplary example of a cultural leader I can think of. He cares. His heart is in the right place. He has an informed opinion. And most passionately, and most importantly, he has a passion and an enthusiasm and a work ethic that we're all the beneficiaries of. So, on behalf of Austin and behalf of the film culture, not just here and in Texas, but everywhere, I just, we all want to just say, thank you, Lewis. So,
Before I speak as the guy from Variety about why Lewis is so special, I just want to say I go to a lot of award shows here and around the world, and the reason that Austin is absolutely the best and most perfect one for me is I'm a guy who wanted to be Mac Davis. So here I am. I've got Patron on the bar. I've got Waylon Jennings on the jukebox. I got a great band here. What more do you need? So I'm in heaven here. Thank you. Not only did Lewis co-found Austin Chronicle and support the creation of the Austin Film Society, Austin Studios, and these very Texas Film Awards, he also co-founded South by Southwest Music Festival in '87. South by, it's now the largest music festival of its kind in the world. It's also considered to be one of the most prominent and important film festivals in the world. And as I was saying to some people today on the red carpet interviewing me, it's grown exponentially, and it's the fastest growing, fastest rising as a launching pad for films of anyone in the world. It means a lot to Austin. It infuses $200 million each year into Austin's economy. That number continues to grow. Variety has covered the global entertainment business since 1905, and we know what it looks like when an individual or institution is a game changer. And quite simply, that's what Louis Black is. He's a game changer. What he did when he started South by over 25 years ago has evolved and grown into a festival that has a global impact on the entertainment industry. It's a place where some of the most talked about successful filmmakers and musicians in the world have launched their careers. A whole lot of them are here tonight, by the way. And we're honored at Variety to co-present the Lifetime Achievement Award to someone who has not only changed the film world of Austin, but the whole world. Thank you.
Let's take a look at the video. All right.
Regional Media and Music Conference. My name is Louis Black. I'm the editor of the Austin Chronicle. I'm one of the people who planned and put this together. We'd like to, I guess, welcome everybody to Austin, welcome everybody to the conference. It's our first time, so lots of things are bound to go wrong. We hope you'll bear with us. We're kind of learning as we go along.
Austin would be any town USA compared to what it is now culturally, if not for Louis.
Louis's role in Austin is that of a godfather. It's amazing how instrumental he's been in making things happen here. You know, you often meet people who have ideas and who talk about things, but Louis has this ability to kind of connect people and make things happen in a really substantial way.
Some people are broad and shallow. Louis is narrow and deep. When you get into one of Louis's verticals, whether it's music or film or alternative media, there's nobody who can touch him in terms of his knowledge and his vision, the breadth of his experience, and ultimately his commitment.
Before the Chronicle came, there was not a centralized place where you could find out about all of the interesting cultural things here in Austin.
Louis is a force of nature, sometimes called the mayor of Austin Film.
Obviously, without Louis, there wouldn't be a South by. South by has in turn taken under its wing a lot of organizations. AFS is one. And the relationship between the two has been kind of like a 1 + 1 = more than 2 deal. Louis
Knew how to seize control of events, of institutions, and exert his influence. And he didn't ask permission to do that. He just started doing things and making people, be involved, whether they liked it or not, because this is what was going to happen, goddammit.
He was there at the very beginning of the Austin Film Society and the idea that filmmakers didn't necessarily have to go to LA or New York to do their business.
Louis isn't really looking for the next great thing. He really is genuinely trying to help somebody. He would always include anybody. Anybody who came to town was invited. He always made a point of having the more senior filmmakers meet the younger filmmakers. He was always really good.
The night before the Toronto Film Festival, he knew I was scared. He didn't know how scared, but he just sort of sat me down and reminded me why all the reasons I wanted to make the film, and reminded me that I knew what to say about my movie. He just sort of gave me confidence that I could, that I knew what I was doing. And I think sometimes he had confidence in me before I did. And, you kind of need someone like that.
So I've known him for 15 years, and the entire time he's been like a coach and a mentor to me as the Film Society has gone through tons of huge changes. He is quite the visionary, but he's also very practical, and he's grounded in culture and grounded in community, so he's been a great mentor and guidepost.
Super moral and super straight up, and just cares. And he cares, I think, first and foremost about Austin. What's good for Austin?
Louis, I want to thank you for inviting me to Austin, Texas for the first time. And I want to thank you for introducing me to David Boone and Brian Hansen and Tom Huckabee and the many other extraordinary young Texan filmmakers who we drank beer with and smoked pot with and watched films with in somebody's apartment many, many decades ago. I want to thank you, Louis, for having extraordinary opinions on everything, not just movies and food and politics and life and poodles and stuff, but everything. I love you like a brother. I love you so much, and I congratulate you on finally being honored tonight by the Austin Film Society, another great organization that you surely must have. Greetings to everybody there. Bravo, bravo, Louis Black. Take care.
The Lifetime Achievement Award recipient, Louis Black.